Good morning, noon or night. My name is Jet, and welcome to my channel, JITV, Jet in the Valley. So this is going to be a note that I did. I'm going to briefly summarize, and it was just a note that said, by denying the rules of reality, and by denying that we did not create this place, okay, if I tell you that if you eat too much sugar, it makes you sick, people understand that, right? That is a rule of having this kind of body in this earth the way that it's functioning right now. Okay? There's things that you can do that hurts this body, right? There's things that you can do that are bad for your mind, okay? By rejecting the information that there is a standard of reality, that there are rules already in place for this reality, is literally leading people into further deception. They're becoming totally deluded, living in a total illusion, and it's very, very dangerous. You're leading them into a path that literally is anti-love. All of these things are anti-love. They go against love. Love is life, okay? Life is love, and love is life, okay? And life is truth, and love is truth. Okay? All of these things are interchangeable, and that is what makes us strong as souled individuals, is love. So if you're having children and you're teaching your children that, if you're teaching your children solipsism, okay, where it's like, well, we make up, we get to make the rules of reality, is what that means. There's no inherent, there's no set rules for reality, that things are just happening and we're going with it, and we inherently, or we make the rules and determine what things are, okay? If humans did that, okay, you would think, let's think of the two scenarios that would happen. If we could create the rules of reality, and we did give the meaning of things to everything, on the good hand, okay, enough people would have come together, and we would have made like this would have turned into like some type of a heaven, what people would call heaven, okay? You know, people are always trying to make utopias, and they're socialists, and they're communism, all these different things, because they are denying what I've been trying to say about our mind and our body, just by default, just by standard. These kinds of minds and these kinds of bodies, they go against love. They are anti-love. Continue to say, go spend some time with 2- and 3-year-olds. 2- and 3-year-olds are rated the most violent out of the ages between 2 and 18, okay? Because they are in their natural mind and body, and no one has taught them the things that I'm trying to teach. You have to, the loving thing to do is teach people to curb our mind and our body. They are greedy and selfish and animalistic, okay? So we, as souled individuals, is having the animating life force capacity of love, and to understand love, we have to teach our mind and our body that it can't do all the things that it wants to do all the time and all over the place, okay? Because there are set rules of reality. And if you don't believe that, go live off of sugar. Go live off of sugar, okay? Just because we don't like the rules does not mean they're not so, okay? And just because we don't like the rules doesn't mean that we can teach other people, that we don't have to teach them the rules. Because here's the deal. You are not doing anybody any favors at all by not teaching them the rules of reality. It is the opposite of love. It is anti-love. It is not loving. If you don't teach people the rules of the reality, and what you give is what you get kind of scenario, okay? If you have all selfish behavior, okay, greedy and mine and lusty and greedy and envious and all these things, which are totally natural. That's what I'm trying to say. All of these things are natural. We don't have to shame ourselves and condemn ourselves and all of these things. We need to acknowledge what the truth of the matter is with these kinds of minds and bodies, and then we need to collectively learn and teach that the only way that we can have a good, so-called good life, good and love are interchangeable. So a loving and good life is by stopping, rejecting anything that goes against love, okay? You have to reject the things that go against love because love is goodness. And if you want the gifts of love, you have to stop doing anything that goes against love the best that you can. I'm not saying this stuff is easy. I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm just simply repeating the information, the rules, and the truth of reality as non-biased and as thoroughly and as untriggerable as possible, okay? I don't like, I've got a mind and a body, and they want to do what they want to do whenever they want to do it too. It's like, I'm not saying this because I'm like holier than thou, and I have like something that someone else doesn't, or this, that, or the other, or I want to look a certain way, or I want this, that, or the other. It's like, if you teach this information, people hate you. Okay, so what am I really getting out of this? I'm getting out of this that I understand it. I have the knowledge. I have been given these things, and I am to share them freely with other people. Share them freely with other people because that's the loving thing to do. Reality is functioning the way that it's functioning because people got the knowledge and the information that I'm trying to explain and teach and tell other people to warn them. People have had this information for as long as creation has been here. Forever. There have been people who understand how this functions. And instead of sharing with the class, sharing the information like a loving, souled individual, they have held on to the knowledge and they have hoarded it to keep it for themselves. So that way, knowledge is power. So they can keep this knowledge and they can keep everybody divided and fighting against each other over false divisions. They're false divisions. One true and real division, okay? Those people who love, and the people who don't love. Everybody has something incorrect. Everybody has something that's not true. We think it's true, okay? But then we come out to find it's not true because it's not in love. It just feels like it in our minds and our bodies and these different things, okay? There is grace and forgiveness for all of those things. That's not an issue, and it's not a condemning thing. So we don't have to, what we have to agree about the people who love and the people who don't love, okay? Love is life. If you're doing anything or agreeing with anything that goes against life, it's not in love, okay? For the rules of normal everyday things, okay? Big war and all that stuff, and the contamination of the food and the water and the air and so-called medications, different things like that, all of that is anti-love. All of these systems are anti-love. They go against love, okay? So if you love, then you're going to stand out pretty significantly because you can't fit into these systems that are anti-love if you love, okay? This world will hate you, okay? The world's going to hate you. You just got to deal with it and seek understanding and knowledge to why that is, okay? If you know that you're full of love and you love and you love other people and this, that, and the other, and people are hating you, these people are hating you, they're called haters, okay? And it's always been that way. The world and the people who belong to these systems, all of the systems of how Earth is functioning, the people who belong to that and they subscribe to that and they believe in that and they believe in the worldly systems, they are going to hate you because just by your existence of love and loving love, it shows them that they aren't doing it. And it shows them that they are on a superficial, mortal reality where if you love, you are on a deep and never-ending, eternal functioning. Okay? It says you have to get the frequency of love. Once you get the frequency of love in you, you're going to look around with your fresh eyes and you're going to say, oh crap, when you start to look around and see how everything is functioning, it goes against love. You don't know that when you're just growing up here and you're going with the flow and doing all of these things and doing all the standard stuff. And the money and this, that, and the other, and you think money's real, and you think it means something, and you think all these different things. But when you get hit with the love, okay, when you have love, when you get hit with love and you say yes to the love, it is going to show you. It is the truth revealer. It will show you very quickly that these systems go against love. Okay, so I'm going to get back to this because I'm already at 10 minutes. The whole gist of this is, because you don't like the rules of reality, like about the eating sugar or eating too much fat or not getting sleep or having to exercise and all of these things, just because you don't like those rules doesn't mean they're not so, okay? Doesn't mean it's not true, okay? You put seeds in the ground, you put grass seeds in the ground, you water them and they get light, then they grow. Okay, if you put them in the ground and you literally flood them and don't give them any light, are they going to grow? Are the grass seeds going to grow? No. There is a set order and there is a set standard and there's set rules in reality. And if you don't like them, that's fine. But if you don't follow them and you don't understand them, that's your own. That's on you. But here's the thing: if you are leading other people astray. If you're leading other people astray, then, and that's just the nature of it, okay? I did a video about how I said why they say in Earth and not on Earth, okay? So it's like we're in a Jell-O mold, and every single person is a little piece of fruit in a Jell-O mold, right? We're all in this big thing together. We're in Earth. If there's one piece of fruit that goes bad, have you seen this in your own fruit at home? One piece of fruit goes bad. If you don't get rid of that one piece of fruit, what happens? It spreads and contaminates, makes all the other fruit go bad. We are in Earth, okay? We are connected in ways that people don't understand because with our eyes, it looks like we're very separate. And this knowledge is also very, it's knowledge that has been withheld also. Okay, because the knowledge is power thing, and how do you keep people oppressed is people will say the divide and conquer, and everybody, lots of people know that, but then they can't recognize it when it's happening. Anything other than loving love and loving other people as your most favorite person or as yourself, anything other than that is a cult. It's a type of cult, and it's not freedom. These people in cults, are they free? Okay, no, because if you're in a cult and you say one thing that the cult doesn't agree with, they will try and kill you, or they'll kick you out, or they'll ostracize you, or all of these things. That is how it is with every single little group that's out here. If you are not loving love and loving each other, then if you say one little thing here or one thing here that you think it's not true or whatever, that group that you're part of is going to ostracize you, it's going to kick you out, and it's going to hate you, okay? There's only two groups on Earth. There's two groups that are here. The people who love love and the people who don't love love, okay? The people who don't love love are going to hate, literally hate, with everything in their system, the people who do love love, okay? The people who do love love have their light and their light shining out and everything. Do you think those people are hating the other people? No, you're loving love above of all else and loving other people. That is what freedom is. That's the definition of freedom, okay? And if you're not doing that, then you are in a type of bondage and in a type of snare and in a type of trap, okay? There's someone who came here who gave that and said that, to love love and love other people as yourself, okay? No regular man is ever going to say that that is the solution to all the problems, okay? The man is always trying, humans, mankind, whatever you want to say, the biggest downfall that we have is pride. We're proud. We think just like little kids, and we can see it in little kids. Have you ever tried to help a 2 or 3 year old do something? And they go, I can do it myself. Like they're struggling. They're having a very hard time. They may or may not be able to do it on their own. I can do it on my own, you know? Where do you think that comes from? That doesn't stop just because we're in grown-up bodies now, okay? We can't fix the problem of anti-love in reality, in Earth. Humans cannot fix the problem that there's anti-love here. It's our mind and our body. And the worldly systems, they go against love, okay? There's no way any human can solve that problem, okay? Having everybody come together in a false unity literally is not the answer. Because like I said, there's two groups of people here, okay? Those two groups, how can you have a group of people that love, and a people that are hateful in dark, okay? They cannot mix. The dark and the light, they cannot mix, period. You go into one of your rooms and flip a light switch on, and the darkness has to go away. It has to run away. It has to be gone, okay? If you have ever understood love in your whole life, even if it's gone and you've been so mistreated and this world's been so bad and we've done so many different things that have gone against love, there's so many different ways that you can separate yourself from love that it's just like a never-ending. It's really unbelievable, okay? But that's how love is speaking to you specifically. Because the whole purpose is we, as souled individuals, soul-based living individuals, we are being perfected. And perfected is another word for mature. Perfect is another word for mature, okay? So if you have a weak spot, how do you get rid of your weak spot? And bodybuilders can speak to this. And I'm sure there's tons of other things that can speak to this too, but you can't just ignore your weak spot and expect it to get better, right? Okay, you have to have that tested and worked out, okay? Things are going to get way worse for you usually if you have a weak spot before you understand and they start to get better. And then if you had a problem and you go through the problem and you get through it, and you come out the other side, are you not stronger because you have more knowledge and more wisdom and more discernment? Am I saying, oh, I love going through hard times and I love hardships and I love people that are dying all over the place from this, that, and the other, and I love my family is split up and I love all of these things? No, obviously, my mind and my body, they don't like any of that at all, okay? I'm not saying that it's like fun or all of these things, okay? Well, guess what? If life were just all about fun, don't you figure it would be a lot different? Okay? We have to be grown up and we have to mature. And it takes a lot of pain put on people sometimes for them to choose, oh crap, I see what's going on now. I want out of the pain. I have to stop doing the thing that's putting me in the pain. Okay? Because love is loving. Okay, love is loving. That is the loving thing to do. Okay, you can't coddle somebody and not make them grow up, and you think that that's going to somehow keep them safe. Okay, or enablers. Enablers are not lovers. You're enabling somebody to continue to do something that goes against love and that's not good for them. Okay, now they're going to go and they're going to have children, and since you didn't teach them not to do that, they're going to pass it on to their children, because that's how generational issues happen, or one way. So, excuse me, I've been sick for like a month or something close to that now. I'm not going to get into that one on this channel. So yes, you're not doing anybody any favors by denying that there are rules of reality and by trying to say that we can create all the rules and say and agree with solipsism. You're literally hurting them. You're putting them into an illusion. You're putting them under control of the people who are anti-love and go against love. Do you want your child or your friends and family, do you want them to be loved? like real love of truth and love and life and light and all of those things? Or do you want them to be able to be taken advantage of? Okay, if you do not teach them truth and love and life and the nature and the rules of reality, so they're on a rock and they have a solid foundation. Okay, when you're building a house, you need a solid foundation. Anything like any sandy or anything, your house has to be on a solid foundation, or it can fall and it can fail. Okay, not setting your children up on a solid foundation is leading them to be taken advantage of later on in life and sucked up into a literal cult. Okay, if you're not teaching your children about love and if you love above everything else and love other people, and that's just the main thing, then you teach from there on out, because we don't let people treat us bad. You have to teach them. If they can love, then they can learn how to turn the other cheek, okay? And they can understand that other people are haters and they're anti-love, and that's why they don't like us. That's why they hate us, and that's why they do these things to us. And we can forgive them and still live our life and be an example for them, because a bunch of them that are haters right now are not going to be haters. They're going to choose love. They just need these examples, and everybody's going at a different rate, okay? And it's been this way for, a long time, trying to get more and more and more and more and more people to see that we need to choose love, sync up with love, and lead a life leading by example, not by fear. You shine your light and lead by example, not by fear, so that we can be fisher of men, and more people that are of the hater variety, and you can call them all kinds of names, okay? These people that are hating you, they could change, and just like that, by seeing the goodness in you, okay? Hate and oppression is not going to change anybody. If it does, it's false and it's fake and it was pressured, just like a dictator, okay? Just like a dictator can force you to do something, can force this and that and the other. But to get real change, it's through love. That's the only way. So, we don't need to be selfish by thinking that all these people that are haters and they don't understand our point of view and they don't love are our enemy, okay? Technically, at any given moment, if they hate you and they're going against you, then yes, they are your enemy. But does that mean they always will be? No, okay? I didn't know this information. We are to live a life of love and be an example in love-based living. I'm going to get back to doing some more videos on that, love-based living. And if the world doesn't like it because they're not going to like it, then oh well, and who cares? But you still live your life. You still be an example, and not a fake example, okay? Not smiling in social media fake or whatever, okay? Real love the superpower is real strength, okay? And you will know a tree by its fruit. So if someone says that they love, yet they're not doing anything or they're not showing anything that's for love, then it could be because they're very young and they just got started, okay? We're just learning this information and we're all growing. But, if someone's been around for 10, 15, 20 years, okay, saying different things, and they still have no evidence in their life that they do love and they are of love, okay, then that's how you know that there are liars. There are tons and tons and tons of liars. The whole reason that I can't use the terminology that I like that would benefit me, the whole reason I can't use the words that I want are because there are liars and people get paid to lie, and I'm not doing that one right now. So with that, I'm going to call that one good. And just because we don't like the rules doesn't mean that we should ignore them. And it's not the loving thing to do to ignore the rules and like make up our own things and ignore all of the rules of reality, so we don't have to be held accountable to the rules of reality, when really the rules of reality are there to keep us safe, because love is loving and loves us. Okay, these rules, if you follow the rules of reality, not of man, the rules of reality, that is how you find love. That is how you find freedom. That is where you find peace. Okay, it's a roadmap to love. So if you ignore them and don't teach them, then you're teaching people to stay away from love and to follow anti-love, which is not a loving life, and it's not fulfilling, and it's not of love. It's superficial, and it's not going to make you happy if you know what love is at all, if you've ever known love as a souled individual. So with that, much love and many thanks, and I love you. Thank you.